Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where I am back here in Talanuk in Enedwythe, where we have just finished talking to Halbrad, who's decided that Nona will not come with us. What do you say about that, Nona?
All men are fools.
Well, I think that answers the question. Yes, all men are fools. Your leader, Halbrad, is a fool for refusing my request. The Brehir are fools for delaying so long in action against our enemies, and my father Suvalek is a fool as well. He's been avoiding me since Wadu died. Do you know what I think? I think that he's ashamed to show his face for the cruel treatment of Wadu while he was still living. He should feel the shame. It is his alone. He should have been kinder to his son while Wadu lived. You find him and tell him so. And we know where Wadu is. He is next to the tree where I found the sword. So let's go speak with with Wadu's father, Suvalek. Yep, he's still here.
What do you have to say to me, Devodiad?
You cannot speak to me in this manner, and neither can my daughter. Only one language will speak, the language of battle. You and I will fight hostile Dunlendings of other clans, Devoniad, and we will measure which of us has the authority to judge the other. Do not return until you have slain many of our enemies. Alright, let's go and slay many Dunlending enemies. This looks like the perfect spot in which to deal with some of these dry gluth that are in the area and to complete Suvalek's request. Now, of course, try to figure out what is a good number to kill in order to complete this. There you go. Attack! Ooh, timed that right. Defeated a hostile Dunlending warrior. We're going to have them all over the place. Well, they're not going to be all over the place because they're all going to be dead soon, right? Okay, another one. Next. Another one. Look at this. They're all just queuing up to me, the next one to die. Right? So now it says, defeat hostile Dunlendings in Enedwythe and return to Suvalek when you are satisfied. How many should I kill before I am satisfied? And how many will satisfy Suvalek? There you go. And one more of these. Defeated a hostile Dunlending and completed Dunlending Slayer. Alright, let's hope that's enough. Ah, he is back from his own hunt, so let's come here.
How many hostile Dunlendings have you slain?
What? I cannot believe my ears! You've slain more than I! I was overeager to return here to hear your tally. I confess, it is no matter. We did this for Wadu, and now his cowardly foes have paid the price for their ambush. Shortly after I returned from battle, one of your rangers spoke to me. He said that his name was Rodonir, and he wanted to speak with you. You should find him and see what he wants from you. He said that he should be at the Devoniad camp amongst the trees from the east of the village. Thank you for the competition, Pine Lore. It is not enough to answer for my son's life, maybe, but it is a start. It is a start. Alright, let's go and find Rodonir. Thank you. Hello there, Rodonir. You sent for me?
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
We received another letter from Agathorn. I left it on that crate over there. If he speaks the truth, we have very little time to waste. Oh? What does it say here? to the Rangers. I don't have much time to write this. I beg you to move with all possible haste. A group of Uruks have come out of the Dunland, but instead of passing further north, as others have done, these have begun to climb up Thorn's Coombe. I fear that they have orders involving the dwarves that still live there, especially the one called Nar. You must defend this dwarf from the Uruks. He knows much that, told to the wrong person, could be hurtful to your errand. Ergothorn. All right. So, what do we do?
If these Uruks sees Nar, he could tell them of our errand.
If we can believe the words of Ergothorn, a party of Uruks marches towards Zugbrand. Or perhaps Nar could tell them nonsense if they did find him. But I think that we have no choice, Pinelore. We have to do something in case Ergothorn is right. Well, yeah, there is Nar. He does have a tendency to talk in nonsense.
We have to leave at once.
We have to leave at once if we're to have any hope of arriving in time to face the Uruks. We may be already too late. Let me know when you're ready. Well then, there's no time like the present.
Once more we put our trust in Ergothorn and travel with utmost haste to Zudrugund. Will we find there a band of Uruks, as he says, or a time-wasting detour?
Well, I guess we're about to find out. We're here and not much behind the Uruks. If that is their foul stench that I sense in the air, the other rangers who've come with us will approach them from the other slope, and we will rejoin them when we have scouted the heights. For now, let us continue and defeat whatever Uruks have stayed behind to defend the way back down the mountain. All right, let us go. If the Uruks are like the others I have seen, some will be stationed between us and the summit. Right. Well then, we'll make sure that... Oopsie-daisy. Ah, there are some of them right over there. Oops, well, maybe that wasn't the best idea. We've done well, but don't let down your guard. Who's there? I can hear you sneaking about. Ah, there he is. And I feel a stabbing pain. There you go. Done. That's all of them. Make your way further up the mountain and find candidates along the way. All right. Up the mountain. Another candidate for a log bridge someday? Oh, okay. There are the... Well, perhaps I should... Oh. This switchback is really confusing. I say, you go up the mountain by going down the mountain. Well, I guess that's the way mount switchbacks operate sometimes. They don't necessarily go in any way that would be convenient for you. And there you go. There you go. Next. But eventually, they do go back in the proper direction. Simply because if they didn't, we wouldn't be using them, right? There you go. And... okay, maybe that wasn't too good of an idea. Smack them. Hey, what if I do that? That worked. Now, continue. Most likely my cat just clawed it to death while I was doing that. Oh well. up and around. Oh, there's Candace right over there. There are Uruks further up the mountain. I have heard some of their talk, and they call themselves the Grishkuk. Their leader is called Herzungrat, and it sounds like they come here to that he has come here to the summit. We must fight through these Uruks, Pine Lore. All right. Oh, from above. Okay. Well then, okay, you can start. Yes, thank you. Now, might help if I attack one of the Uruks instead of Candace. I'm just saying. There's a great troll up ahead. Keep climbing the path and defeat it. Alright. A great troll. Oh, hi, Howros. Oopsie daisy. I wonder the odds that my cat gets up there properly. There you go. Have some crows. Alright, that's one less thing to worry about. Continue up. Ah, now we find Kalinglad. My lord, this way. The Uruks are at the summit. We have to do something, and quickly. Alright. This way to Zundragon. Unless you want the same as the Fool Ranger, you'll tell me where Nar is. I told you, I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Hold it. Ah, more rangers to slay. What a pleasing day this has become. Oh, wonderful. Well, really? That's what they like to do. Let's slay rangers. Alright. Any more? Yeah, there you go. There's one right over there. Yeah. The one's trying to shoot me. There you go. And next one. Who's next? Oh, there we go. Oh boy, the Rangers just aren't. Oh, there you go. Next! Oh, hold on, the door's opened. What is this commotion? Uruks, Nar! Uruks? Let me get my axe! That's as clear a response I ever heard yet. There you go. Smack! If this is to be my end, I'll finish as many of you rats as I can! Oh, just in time for my murder crows coming back into readiness. There we go. Ah, I'm ready! Oh. Ah, that is how do you slay Uruks. But, where's Thrain? He would want the honor of defeating the leader of this band, and it was wrong for us to deprive him of it. Well, okay, he's not fully cognizant at the moment. Everything looks secured now?
Once again, Ergathorn has saved us a great deal of trouble.
I'm pleased that you came in the defense of Zurgun, Pine Lore. Once again, Ergathorn has saved us a great deal of trouble. Why do I not feel more relieved by this? Well, that's a good question.
Before the attack, Nar became very agitated, and no words would calm him.
Nar moved from shelf to shelf in a certain section of the library, and in his agitated state I couldn't even get his attention. I'll point out to you to the shelves. Perhaps this time you'll be able to find some relevant information that will help us to get to the bottom of our mysteries. And the shelves are in the upper level on the north side of the library. Okay, fine. Let's go and look at more shelves and see what we can learn this time. Oh, he said upstairs. Guess this is what he means. Up this way. Up this way. I think he said this shelf right over here. If I read this properly. You have found some pages which have been hastily torn from a larger volume, perhaps a diary or record of events, and they seem to be only a few years old. Surprisingly cold for March. Our friend the ranger came by today, and we spoke at the time about the situation in the north. His chat is on the errand to Mirkwood, but it seems to me that Tugol knows little of it as well. Nar has been in high spirits lately. I think that he likes receiving visitors, though he doesn't always recognize them for whom they are. Still, it seems to me that he enjoys the company. He does spend a great deal of time in the mine. I only accompany him occasionally, but there is only so many times that I can see Thor's stone house standing empty before the melancholy is too much. Nar sees it as it was, I think, so I am content to let him visit him by himself. These periods gave me time to write my book, which is fine by this dwarf. I think that tomorrow I will walk down to the coombe and see about picking more of the herbs that I have read about. Perhaps I will make that brew after all. It is nice to have Nar to talk to again. All right. Then he said that one that was mostly empty, and this must be it. It's a pretty sad shape. You look around for a stack of loose papers, yellowed with age, which seems to have been placed back into the shelf randomly, with no regard for keeping them in order. Well, there isn't much order to this particular shelf in the first place. And in the last month a great number of supports have fallen, giving rise to much concern about the dwarves who have stalls in Zigu-Javal. A dozen of our stone masons were directed to repair the supports, and trade should resume shortly. With these stone masons went several wagons of material, chiefly unearthed stone, but also a number of fine gems, a gift to the dwarves our Kirchel. We will have now hotly burn them in the forges, and if we can work the gemstones into their craft as well as we are able. Judging from the state of this next page, it is even older, and by a few words few words can be read. Okay, time. We lost one of our own in the forbidden halls. They should seal it away and forget that it was ever delved. Okay. Well, none of this is giving me much of a clue, is it? What about this one? Let's see. You found a book of which the cover is missing. There are many of the pages, but it has recently been read and was clearly put back carelessly. But the beast returned that night, and the walls all around shook with the sound of fury. The doors were barred, but the bars bent with each mighty crash of the creature's bulk, and cracks began to appear along their lengths. "We must return this youngling," he cries Salor over the din, and each leapt forward, knocking aside the warriors that braced the door from with their bodies. The first bar's gone, and then the second. "No, Sailor!" they shouted. But he was too late. The third bar fell on the floor as Sailor threw open the door. Old Stone-Tooth was there, went through the doorway in seconds. Sailor was trampled underfoot, along with many good dwarves that spoke against the capture of Pebblewort. It awaited them, failed them nothing in the end. Stone-Tooth thundered down the length of the hall, braying for her young, and then in answer, a bleat. It drew her down the side passage into steep stairways, the flagstones cracking beneath her great weight. The dwarves freed Pebblewort from the cage, and many of them ran. Those that witnessed the reunion of mother and child did not survive to tell of it. But the next day, when the dwarves ventured back to those broken halls, all was empty. Old Stone-Tooth and Pebblewort were never seen in those caves again, and none know where they went. But it is still said today, when the earth shakes, that Pebblewort is running beneath the mountains, expressing joy of his freedom, carving great channels through the walls of the deepest caves with his golden horn. All right, so apparently Pebblewort was stolen by the dwarves, probably because of his golden horn. Maybe something that was... Oh, all right. And that they thought was a nice, rare, and precious item in there. So they stole it, and of course, Cave Claw Mother became very, 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 very furious. Hello?
Oh, that was quite a battle, was it not?
Well, at least it's a comprehensible response instead of one that was completely strange. It has been a long time since Ulrichs dared to show their faces here. I must tell Thror when he comes back. All right, let's not bother telling him what happened to Thror. And, yes, Cordier. Well, what do you say? There's an air of mystery about this place. I don't know what to make of it. Well, it's old.
I do not know what interest Nar could have in these topics.
A list of repairs that a dwarf hold in the White Mountains, a page from Frithgar's journal, and the story of some beast, likely more tale than true. I can think of no common thread to tie them together, just as I could not the last time that we tried to make sense of the dwarf's curious behavior. Return to Halbrad and tell him that, for now, Zudragon is safe from the Ulrichs. You should be able to find him along the huts of the western side of Hlanuk. Well, what will Halbrad have to say? We'll have to find that out in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.